Hello and welcome to the morning news right here on TV3. My name is Beatrice. We're coming up in the next few minutes. Demonstration against Special Prosecutor Kisia Jabin expected in Accra today as pressure mounts on him to resign. Also coming up, President John Mahama urges African nations to exercise full sovereignty over their natural resources. Much later on the program, Pandai Member of Parliament files appeal and stay of execution after Tamale High Court announced 2024 parliamentary result and orders rerun of the election. My name is Beatrice. Thank you once again for joining us. Now, the streets of the capital city are expected to be busy again today with another protest against the Special Prosecutor Kisia Jabin. Enyinam Haliga details what the planned protest aims to achieve.
We didn't watch him leave. We were powerless. That is the truth. We were powerless. We saw him leave, but we couldn't prevent him from leaving at the airport.
That comment is proven to be the final nail in the coffin for Ghanaians who say they are yet to see any action since the office of the Special Prosecutor was set up. Since then, pressure continues to pile on both the Special Prosecutor and the office with calls for a complete dissolution of the institution. The latest in that pressure is a planned protest dubbed Agronifim, questioning why high-profile crimes are yet to see the light of day.
The theme for this demo is Agronifim. We are marching. We are wearing our red, black. I beg me, I wear my gown like this and I will go. This guy, yes, I wear the same gown and I'll go and present my case. And if he doesn't listen and doesn't take it, then we'll know the sort of president he is.
Lead convener of the protest, Apostle Abraham Labi Lincoln, wants the office scrapped and the OSP, Kisia Jabin, to resign.
Let us march. We are marching straight to Jubilee House. Then we petition the president. President, Kisia, we don't hate him. We don't have a problem with all that play. Either it will be dissolved and reformed or sack all of them. Kisia needs to be prosecuted. He even said need to be investigated.
Private legal practitioner Martin Pebu, who is backing the protest, wants Ghanaians to join the demonstrations.
As we talk now, there are 15 petitions for the removal of Kisia Jabin. When was the last time you heard 15? Even, the other persons who are subject to Article 146 proceedings. I've never heard of 15 petitions. So that tells you that there's something wrong.
While the pressure builds, the former NDC Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Inusa Hussaini, wants Ghanaians to rather support the office in delivering on its mandate.
That people must understand that fighting corruption is a difficult task. And no one must underestimate the ability of people who have acquired wealth illegally to use their tainted wealth to corrupt other institutions of accountability. You must understand that. Now, they also have the ability, because of the wealth that they have, the money that they have gotten through corruption and corruption-related activities, to hire the best lawyers. That makes the fight against corruption an onerous tax. And that's what we must understand. So the office of the Special Prosecutor does not need condemnation. It needs encouragement.
The protest is expected to start from the Obra Swart in Accra and end at the Jubilee House, where the petition will be presented to the President. Enyinam Haliga, TV3 News, Accra.
Now, still on the Special Prosecutor, Lawyer Martin Pebu has responded to the statement by that office over claims that he refused to honor an invitation sent to him to report to the OSP on Friday. He described the act as shameful, saying the move was made to tarnish his reputation.
He says they invited me for Friday and I didn't show up. That's wrong. It's not to say they attempted to invite me for Friday and it failed. That's what I should be saying. The notice itself was late. It was on Thursday. No wonder it failed. On Thursday, you are looking for a senior lawyer like me to come to your office on Friday. That's too short. No wonder Friday, they brought me a notice at close of day. It was around between 5 and 6 p.m. That's when I received the notice. That should come on Tuesday. That is reasonable. So it's unbecoming of Sami Darko to go and say that they invited me, I didn't come. How do you look for me Thursday afternoon that I should appear at the OSP on Friday? For what? What's the urgency about it? So I think this is very shameful to have come from Sami Darko. A lawyer should not behave like that. So I've received the letter. So they brought me a letter, like he himself has said in the interview, that I should come on Tuesday afternoon. And I would be going. Why am I scared? I would not be scared at all. What I said, I still stand by it.
Now, President John Mahama has stressed the urgent need to decentralize the operations of the Comptroller and Accountant General's office. Speaking at the annual conference of the African Association of Accountants General in Accra, the president said decentralizing the operations of the Comptroller and Accountant General's department is key to improving efficiency and reducing opportunities for financial mismanagement.
We have the issue of decentralization of Accountant General's departments. We have struggled with this for some years, and I think that the time has come when we take bold action about decentralizing the Accountant General's departments. The Accountant General in Ghana manages the payroll of a nurse in my hometown in Bolin. If she reports to work, she doesn't report to work. If she deserts her position, her salary continues to go into her account, because by the time somebody writes a letter to the region sends it to the ministry sends it to the Accountant General, some 3, 4, 5, 6 months have passed. And then every year the Auditor General will flag it and say somebody continued to receive a salary even after they had deserted their post. There's a case of the person who died. I'm sure you heard it in the last Auditor General's report. And the officials of the entity attended his funeral. And yet, after the man died, they attended his funeral. For 36 months, his salary was credited to his account. I mean, that is extreme anyway, but it's an example of what can happen, you know, if we don't decentralize and strengthen the process. And so teachers work in the districts, nurses work in the districts, and they form the bulk of our payroll. I don't see why we can't have district treasuries where their payments are made from, so that if they are not at post, it's easier to be able to determine that. I know that you have this system of validation, and so every month they have to sign to make sure that people are at post. But who really goes around and goes to every single school in my district to count which teacher is there and which teacher is not there? They just validate automatically. And that's how come sometimes we have ghosts, you know, on the payroll. However you exercise them, they resurrect. And so that's something that we need to look at. And I'll give the example of gold in Ghana. We had a free-for-all where we had people called gold traders, and they could go into the bushes and buy gold from our small-scale miners. There are several instances, and I'll give you one example. When I was president, my vice president went to India, and he was talking about the increasing trade between Ghana and India. And he mentioned Ghana's export items to India, one of which was gold. And he mentioned a certain value of that gold. And then lo and behold, the Indian Minister of Commerce also came to give his speech and also talked about the increasing trade between Ghana and India. But the fly in the ointment was that there was a disparity in how much gold was reported to have been exported from Ghana and how much gold was received in India. And so definitely something was not quite right. It just meant that people were under-declaring the weight and quality of the gold they were taking out. We also found a disparity where a mining company's figures of exported gold was different from the gold received by that, exported by that same mining company to Canada. And so this government took the bold decision to establish the Gold Board and make it illegal to take any gold out of Ghana with stringent penalties. And you wouldn't believe it, the amount of foreign exchange that we get from the gold trade has suddenly jumped so high. It just shows, what greater control of your natural resources can do. And Africa should not be ashamed of it. I mean, the developed countries say they are tired of giving us ODA. Humanitarian assistance has reduced by 40% across the world. And God blessed us with those natural resources. And we must use those natural resources to improve the lives of our people. And so any country that has natural resources in terms of minerals and all that, we must increase our sovereignty in terms of how those natural resources are either exported or insist on value addition for them.
President John Mahama there. Now, lawyers for the embattled Member of Parliament for Kwandai, Matthew Nyindam, have filed a motion for a stay of execution challenging the decision of the Tamale High Court ordering a rerun of the parliamentary election. The Tamale High Court on Monday ruled that the Kwandai constituency election be rerun within 30 days.
Supporters of both the governing National Democratic Congress and the opposition New Patriotic Party in the northern region were at the Tamale High Court for the judgment. The petitioner, Daniel Nsala Wakpal, and the first respondent, Matthew Nyindam, were both present in court. The court, in a short ruling, ordered a rerun of the Kwandai parliamentary election within 30 days. Counsel for the Kwandai Member of Parliament, Sylvester Isang, told journalists he has filed a motion appealing the ruling.
We respect the decision of the court, but we strongly disagree with the judgment, and we have already shown our aggrievement by filing a competent notice of appeal, and we've added a motion for stay of execution.
Lawyer for the petitioner, Nikpakpo Samoa Ado, believes the court was right in its judgment.
The fairness of the entire thing, including the ample evidence that there was complete destruction of the biometric verification system and all that, the only alternative would be to rerun the election. And so we are very happy that the court has ordered that within 30 days, the election should be rerun.
We are prepared to get to the ground, prepare for the election, and at the end of the day, you know what my election director said? We want to set the ball rolling, and the seat will return back to NDC.
In a brief interaction with the media, Matthew Nyindam said he disagrees with the ruling.
I'm not afraid, let me put on record, that for a run. You see, if genuinely we have to run, we won't have a problem. But if you decide to pave your way through, because you think that you are in government and you can use state powers to be able to coerce the people to vote for you, that's where we have a difficulty. In any case, he came to court with 41 polling stations. And these 41 polling stations are areas that I won with huge margins.
On January 30, 2025, the NDC parliamentary candidate in the 2024 parliamentary election, Daniel Nsala Wakpal, filed a petition at the Tamale High Court challenging the declaration of the New Patriotic Party's Matthew Nyindam as the Member of Parliament-elect for the Kwandai constituency. According to the petition, the results of the parliamentary election as declared by the Electoral Commission were invalid due to irregularities and inconsistencies contained in some of the pink sheets. In the suit filed at the High Court, the former Kwandai lawmaker stated that Forms 8A, Regulations 32.7 and 39.2 for 41 out of a total of 152 polling stations contained several inconsistencies and irregularities. Daniel Nsala Wakpal was seeking an order from the Tamale High Court to set aside the declared results in the affected polling stations and a rerun of the election in those areas.
Now, still in Parliament, the member for Efutu, Alexander Penyumarkin, has stressed the need for accessible health care in his constituency to deal with the risk of disease outbreaks. The constituency recently battled cholera outbreak partly due to absence of water supply that compounded sanitation challenges. Areas like Atieku in Winneba have received direct access to health facilities as the minority leader has pledged to complete similar projects to improve the life of residents.
Of this health center is a fulfillment of a promise to bring quality health care closer to our people. Accessible health care is absolutely essential for any community. We can all imagine the difficulty of a pregnant woman in labor or a sick child in the middle of the night having to be rushed to town because there was no clinic nearby. These challenges have persisted for a long time. It is the reason why this new health center is so important. All projects being constructed for your various institutions will be completed and commissioned. None will be abandoned. It's a promise.
And that's it for the morning news here on TV3. My name is Beatrice Sedu. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Do stay with us on New Day.
a brand new day. We're grateful to God.
A day after your birthday, Charlie.
Yes,
Rise. Charlie, keep the song rising, rising.
Keep it high.
Wow.
Rising, rising.
Yes. Plus the kenke, I need some of that kenke. Do you see it with the shoes?
You think she ate it? She's lying. This girl, the way she exercises and watches her body, she will not eat that kenke. 2 balls.
No, but
with
she can eat
plenty fish.
She can eat
plenty fish and egg. Cholesterol. This girl, she not go chop.
Kenke is an organic meal.
Fantastic.
It's perfect for anybody who cares about what they put into their stomach.
Nobody's arguing you.
So kenke
nobody's arguing with you on the
organic.
subject.
But you know, it was all corn yesterday because she took porridge in the morning. I saw that one too.
And Nido, yes.
Yes, Nido.
Porridge in the morning.
I think incidentally you sent me a video when you were in, was it Jamestown you were?
Yeah, I was in Jamestown.
So they said, hey, please greet
yes.
Roland
So
for me.
The women of Jamestown Kenke Factory inside Jamestown where I had lunch yesterday sent you all greetings.
Which one? Is it the one that's close to the lighthouse? That same road?
Yes, that same road. It's just ahead. The lighthouse is just
their Kenke is just...
It really looks sumptuous now. You have to bring me my own.
So they sent greetings. So if you're watching us this morning, the women at the Jamestown Kenke Factory, good morning to all of you. And thank you for a wonderful time yesterday. I had a lovely time. Lovely time.
Lovely time. I found it a bit weird though, that on your birthday you decided to make a stopover there.
Oh yes.
But I mean, knowing that it's you, it's not surprising.
Oh, it's not. I should have gone to eat spaghetti bolognese and
Mervyn
and fancy
or Alisa
like that.
Or Auntie Philip.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite meal. So I thought I'd have my favorite meal on my birthday.
It looks very nice.
And Kenke is my favorite meal as well. And then rice.
You know what's up. You know what's up.
But the doctor said I shouldn't eat a lot of rice. So apparently they said the cholesterol level is very high.
Well, the more organic your meals, the better. So if you eat Ghana rice, that'll be good. Because it's not polished and it's all the actual
Charlie,
rice.
can we have a video of Nai in the gym to cap this well-living education?
But let me just say a very special thank you to all of you who sent me many messages on air and online.
Like me.
Wishing me a happy birthday yesterday.
Like me, Roland.
All the momo that didn't come.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of that.
I was sending momo in my head. I was just dialing *127 *170. I was just dialing, giving it to you, Charlie.
Thank you so much.
Heart and soul.
I appreciate that.
We are going to use Nas number to also play stuff for 39 hash.
Yeah.
So that she get extra.
All right.
So thank you to all of you. But we're back. It's a brand new day, and it's a Tuesday. Yesterday, a lot of things happened. We had our leadership forum here on audits, lifestyle audits, which Beatrice, you led. It was a very, very interesting.
It was trending. By close of day was trending. Martin Pebu was trending, you know. Martin Pebu was trending. I was wondering, Martin Pebu.
You know the reason.
Because you took your interview there, right?
Yes.
You didn't tell us what interview you did, but you went there. I went to Adoy.
But I said that we had an interview with Big Dan.
No, you said you had an exclusive.
Yes.
We didn't.
And you didn't tell us who you had the exclusive with. And then you went to Adoy there, and Martin Pebu replied you sharply. And it was trending on TikTok. You know, this is I live on TikTok. Yesterday.
I saw a bit of it.
Yeah, and it was trending. And I said, well, Martin Pebu is always having a senior lawyer with sharp mouth.
Yeah.
But no problem at all.
Yeah.
Let me say good morning to you. You're celebrating your birthday today.
Martin Pebu's birthday?
No. You're celebrating your birthday today. Kojo Ampofo, you're a budget officer with the Tema West Education Directorate. You know, my constituency where I live is Tema West.
Tema West. Is that where A.B. Bright ran?
No, A.B. Bright or
Tema Central, right.
Yeah, Tema
Which
Central.
communities are in Tema West?
So we have Ajekuyo, we have Lashibi, we have Klagon, we have Sakumono, we have community 16, 14.
So it's not the 20s and the 20-something?
20s to is part. 20s to is part. They are not far. And 19, etc.
You know, the arrangement of the Tema community it can be confusing if you don't live there.
They're not in order.
Yeah, it can be confusing if you don't live there.
Anytime I go to Tema, I feel like I'm in a different place. The atmosphere, the environment is so different from your regular community.
Well, that is a well-planned community.
Yeah.
Tema is a well-planned
And kudos
community.
to Osajefo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah for planning it well. And since
and
then,
the TDC.
And then the TDC Managing Director, Mr. Courage Nunekpeku, also doing some great work here. Already they have a 24-hour service. And so you can go to the TDC, apart from, let's say, the DVL also does that. But TDC, you go there and they have some staff available to serve you, 24-hour basis.
see.
And
Maybe I
think
should
that's
go
a
there around
fantastic
1
thing.
a.m. one of the days.
So just go and
Just go and check.
Mischief.
You know?
Mischief. but yeah, and also we had a High Court decision yesterday from Tamale. That,
Yeah.
The Tamale
That's
Matthew
Nyindam and then Wakpao.
Yeah.
Once Wakpao. You know, Wakpao, we went to school together.
He's your classmate?
No, my junior, just a year behind me. The brother was my classmate.
Well, and how old are you?
Football age.
I'm 46.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, you do
So, yeah. So, and you know what?
You look like 39.
So we were in the same school together. We were in school at the same time. So
Which
he was
school?
like Bishop Herman. It's
Okay.
in Pando. And I think there were other Kukumbes or Nanumbes or something like that. So they had
Okay.
scholarship been brought down. So we had Baba, who was my classmate, and Wakpa. So I met Wakpa the last time and I said, "You didn't win your seat." Martin Yindan said, "No, I'm contesting it."
Wow.
I'm contesting it.
Wow.
And you know, that's the voice of, that's Yindam?
No.
Okay. So I'm contesting it.
Okay.
And I said, "Are you going to win?" And he said, "Yes, I'm going to win the case because I
Wow.
think that the processes in doing the declaration were just not right."
Yeah.
And so the Honorable Wakpao just told me that, "Charlie, for all the things that have to be done, I will win the case." And I would not be surprised if there was going to be a rerun. So yesterday when I saw the rerun verdict,
news,
I
yeah.
said, well, you know,
Well,
let's see how that goes. I think we need to ask viewers what they think about it.
That has happened. The Tamale High Court has actually announced the results of the Pandai constituency in the last elections and has asked for a rerun within 30 days. Now, this news came as, of course, received mixed reactions. On one side, the petitioner believes that, you know, he's had his day and this is the right results that they expected. However, the Member of Parliament is still holding himself as the Member of Parliament and says that his people should not worry.
They've appealed
to say,
the case.
yeah, they have put out a notice of appeal and they're filing for a stay of execution as well. So this happened yesterday. As of yesterday, Monday, 24th of November, the results of the Pandai parliamentary elections have been annulled. And there should be a rerun within 30 days or in 30 days. And that's something that we're all going to keep our eyes on. The lawyers have spoken. Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer has spoken. The Member of Parliament himself has put out a post on Facebook and asking his people to remain calm. The reason the results were annulled is, according to the court, they cited irregularities and non-compliance with the electoral regulations. So a fresh poll is supposed to happen within 30 days, and the incumbent MP, Matthew Nyindam, am I pronouncing that right? Nyindam, yeah. He was declared winner in 2024 after the elections, but the NDC candidates, Roland's classmates, Daniel Wakpao.
No,
yes.
my class, my schoolmate.
Yeah, Wakpao. he petitioned the court alleging discrepancies with the results of some 41 polling stations out of the 152 in the constituency. And so that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And so we just want to find out from you, what do you make of it? What do you make of it this morning? Also, CTAG, the College of Education Teachers Association Ghana, has declared an indefinite strike over government's failure to implement the NLC arbitrary award. Now, this strike might have far-reaching consequences and, you know, labor-related issues. But we'll go into that during the big issues. This morning, let's go to Pandai.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we should ask, what do they make, especially for those residents who will be calling from Pandai? What do they make of the rerun? Are they looking forward to it? Martin Yindan says that he clearly won the election by a margin in excess, a little over 3,000. So he still knows that he's leading. You know, big gap.
Well, you would expect
big gap. You know, big gap. You know what Baumia said? Big gap. Big gap. So the big gap.
No.
Big gap.
You would expect the parliamentary candidate in this case to say that, because I mean, it just reminds me of what happened in Dom Kwabinya.
Yeah.
When the former speaker's son said that he actually won, he gave the margin and the fact that there was no way the election, the results would have gone the other way. And eventually when it was recounted and all the stuff that happened, we saw who won. So that's not to kind of giving any prejudicial statements, but you would expect that both sides...
You're doing that.
Both sides...
She's not doing that.
Both sides will say that they won.
Yeah,
and so we look forward to that rerun, and the constituents will decide really who is leading them.
Yeah, one of the issues that have come up with the judgment, so one of the concerns with the judgment, is that it's 41 polling stations which were contested. So the question is why the courts did not pronounce on the 41, but pronounced that the entire thing be annulled and a fresh rerun be conducted for the entire, or for all the polling stations. And the question is whether if just the 41 had been rerun, whether it would significantly impact the total outcome of the elections. But,
that seems like a valid concern as well.
That's just one of the questions that have come up since.
I think Machi himself, in his interaction with the media, did raise some of those ones as well, because he said he didn't think that there should have been a rerun. But then they said the law lies in the bosom of the judge.
Of the judge.
So we'll see how that goes.
Anyway,
so we'll leave that too.
We threw the question to you this morning. What do you make of this? Yesterday, we heard that the Tamale High Court has annulled the results of the Pandai parliamentary elections which took place in December and has called for a rerun within 30 days. Now, this comes 11 months after the elections, and we've had a member of parliament, Honorable Nyindam, I'm pronouncing that right?
Yes.
You know, holding himself as the member of parliament because the results were declared in his favor. However, these results have been annulled based on some discrepancies and irregularities in the coalition process. In 30 days or within 30 days, there shall be a fresh rerun. If you're watching us from Pandai, if you're watching us from Pandai, I'd like to know what you think. But of course, this question is going out to all of you watching us this morning. What do you make of the court's ruling, and what are expectations within the next 30 days? It's now time for This Morning. And it's time for This Morning. And yesterday, Monday, November 24th, the Tamale High Court gave a ruling nullifying the Pandai parliamentary elections and calling for a fresh rerun within 30 days, citing some electoral irregularities. What do you make of it? We have our first caller joining us from Tamale Beaches.
Yes, we do. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us your name.
Good morning. My name is Mr. Fattah, reaching you from Tamale South.
Hi, Mustafa. I hope you're well today.
No, Abdul Fattah.
Oh, Abdul. Okay, sure. Please, go ahead. Share with us your thoughts.
Yeah. Let me first of all thank you very much, TV3, Madam Na, and Mr. Roland and my sister over there. We really enjoy your show every morning. Before we go to where we have to listen to you, we really appreciate what you are doing for Mother Ghana. And let me also thank my MP, Honorable Haruna Idris. So he's our MP. And then my secretary and chairman, Mr. Abbas, and then Daniel chairman. To the substantive issue this morning. Yes, to me, Madam Na, if you listen to the judgment very well, part of it says that according to the judge, that the reason why they are going to run is that the declaration of the results was not done at the place where it was supposed to be done. So they violated some parts of the election rules. So and then during the voting side, on that day, some places where it was expected to do the elections, they quickly moved the polling station to different polling stations. And people were not able to relocate those polling stations before and then go and vote early. So as a result of that, it also formed part of the reason why they are going to rerun it. It wasn't only, even though the petitioner went on only 41 polling stations, they were having problem with. But According to the judgment, the judge said, due to other things that violated electoral rules, that is why they that is why they nullified the whole constituency. So for me, what I understand is that, or what I hope is that the good people of Banda will speak once again. And for us, we knew very well that the elections was marked by some kind of irregularity. That is why we lost that particular seat. And then we are very much, we hope very well that we are going to win these elections hands down. So I'm going to plead and then pray to the good people of Panda to be able to make a decisive, elections devoid of any violence. We are telling them that they should try as much as possible to do a clean campaign, not to mark or not to do anything untoward that will mark the peace over there. And what is the name? The good people of Panda will speak and then vote massively for NDC once again. I'm very grateful this morning. Once again, let me say good morning to my MP, Honorable Idris Haruna, and the Education Minister as well.
Thank you very much for calling us from Tamale South. And love that advice about doing this without violence, so that we move on without the unnecessary things that come with some of these elections. Yes, so the numbers are displayed on your screen. Call in and share with us what you think about the decision of the High Court to annul the Pandai election results and to call for a rerun, which is expected to happen within 30 days. And perhaps what you also think should be done to ensure that this is as transparent and as free and fair as possible.
Yes. And we will share the videos of the post-judgment reactions from both sides, from the NPP side and the ND side, from Daniel Wakpal and then from Honorable Nyindam after the judgment was pronounced. Also, we heard from Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer and the lawyers from both sides as well. We'll play that for you in a moment. So we have another caller joining us all the way from Wale. Hello?
Hello, good morning, madam. How are you?
Very well, thank you. What's your name?
I'm Sani.
Sani, great to have you. Sani,
Yes,
what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, first of all, I want to wish you happy birthday. But I celebrated with you yesterday.
Oh, belated wishes to you.
Yes, because we both belong to the same team. I'm also a House of Folk fan. So I always watch, so I always watch what you are doing, the kind of support that you are giving to them. So we're on the same page. Thank you.
Amazing. Great to have you, sir.
Okay, the same to you. Now, I just want to commend the judge. In fact, the judge, he did very well yesterday. In fact, by upholding the rule of law. You know, Parliament is about representation. And you cannot force the people to represent them. You cannot represent the people based on flawed elections. Okay? So that is what he said. Once the elections were not done properly, everything is gone. So I thank the good people of Cherponi, but they will have another bite of the cherry. They will have another opportunity to, elect the rightful person to, represent them in Parliament. And I'm quite optimistic that the NDC parliamentary candidate will win, because if you look at the electoral trajectory of that area, since 1996, NDC has won the seat 5 times, and then MPP won it twice, only 2012 and then 2016. So NDC came back and won it in 2020 again. So it is unfortunate that the right thing was not done. So, but I believe, like I said earlier, that is another opportunity for the good people of Pandai to be represented and represent well. Because I don't even see why they should vote for an opposition party. Because that man, he cannot lobby. Who is he going to even lobby to get development for the people? So I think that is a fine opportunity for them to vote for the NDC parliamentary candidate so that he will represent them very well. So thank you very well. I want to greet the MC for Wali Wali and the former NDC parliamentary candidate, Honorable Abdullah Abubakar, and appeal to His Excellency John Muhammad that he try and find a position for Honorable Abubakar. In fact, the man is a good guy and he will represent the people of Wali Wali if you also get something to an appointment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sani, for joining us and calling from Wali Wali. You can also call us. The phone number is on the screen. Let us know what you think. In the meantime, if you haven't cashed out this morning, you want to do so, dial *439#. Christmas is coming. How about you make some good money? Every day on the show, we give away 10,000 Ghana cedis. Every week, we allocate 50,000 cedis. And we give it to 10 people a day. 1,000 cedis to each person. That's because we appreciate you. So cash out with us. Dial *439#, select option 2 for TV3. And that's how you win big on the show. So dial now, let's do it together. *439#. We've got 10,000 Ghana cedis to give you. Select option 2 for TV3 and win big. That's how we do it every weekday on the show.
Let's go to Techiman now. We have another caller joining us. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us from Techiman. Tell us your name and what's on your heart.
I'm calling from Techiman. I'm Fatao.
Fatao, yes, sir.
Yeah. Please, can I speak the local dialect?
Please go ahead.
Madam Asini, opportunity Amanya. Mr. Can make comments about election results, no declaration na judge in a year no.
Me pa cho to so.
But you am to you for book be say. So we for sa na wa show die. Na me te say MPP for say o mako here please stay with execution. So we have the 2020 results. You go Accra High Court no. You could finally say of execution because they were still having power. They do what they can. And go ahead a year the year. And next year, who the only state of execution. Yes, the same judgment, judges now normally Assembly 2020. No? The same judges now that's true. Yes, when on the first one with this state of execution, the year, now back on the amount from the well, we are saying here to know. Obia, when I say, Obia, some chamber, someone what to me, Mudi, Tinaman for so effort in that other two dear. Yes, maybe a dear made partner say, President who says self execution, a day Juma, I didn't think about Kunan Juma, no way, dear Bay Juma, that I was morning and Yajuma.
So thank you so much for calling in. Just really looking forward. In summary, he's saying he's looking forward to what the judges would say regarding the stay of execution as applied by the NPP against the election rerun in Pandai constituency. So thank you very much for calling us from Techiman and sharing the thoughts with us.
So we have a couple of comments already coming through. Kofi Kwatingam and Inkukru, good morning to you, Honorable. He says, Roland and everybody else, good morning. Eyes clear. Application for an order is not an order. This is an order. If you like it, don't comply. Ni Pakpo Samoa Ado Esquire. And he puts it there clearly and also gives a screenshot of the judgment and the conclusive part of the judgment. That also indicates that by what the court upheld, so to speak, or what the judgment was of this of the court as well. So we also do have other comments. This one is coming from Mandy, who says that, look, this thing, minority will certainly lose another seat. The way it's coming, that's how it's going to go. If it's coming, it's going. Follow who no road, he says. And then Akasokri Joseph. So if Parliament decides to cancel head count from their practice and replace it with hand count, and MPP MPs decide to raise their hands, the NDC can still win. From micro-minority to mini-micro-minority, now on their way to Nkiti minority. All right. Do you have more callers?
Yes, but let me read this very quickly from Simon Yengwa. He says, good morning, Na, Roland and Beatrice. Na has whet my appetite this morning for kenke. I am waiting patiently for the James-style kenke to compare with the Wa kenke. And he said, Beatrice...
How can you compare?
We have a caller from before.
Yes. Okay, so, well, he has his thoughts also about the by-election. He thinks it's not necessary for the MPP to appeal. But let's go to another caller. Hello, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us your name.
Please, my name is Alex Chatawa.
Hi, Alex. Tell us where you're calling us from and what's on your mind.
Yes, I'm calling from Kofodia.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. I hope all of you are fine this morning.
Very well, thank you. How is Cough Town today?
Please, everything's fine over here. And I'm talking to you, all of you, this morning.
Yes, sir.
Yes. After the ruling yesterday, I mean, that is the rule of law. I was very happy because there are some certain things which people are doing it. We noticed that it's flawed. And yesterday, we are going to see the red election, the true election that coming 30th that we are wishing for.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for calling us from Kofodia, like we said.
Kofodia. That's the appropriate pronunciation.
Kofodia.
All right, so this one is coming from Mensa Majid. Mensa Majid says that he's texting from Bechem, Toronto. There's Toronto in Bechem. Okay, Bechem, Toronto. And he says by the end of 2023, the MPP will be left with only 9 MPs, also known as AKA 9. The rerun will serve as a lesson to the MPP. When you win an election through dubious means, this is often the outcome. Best regards to Ishaq Dauda, Managing Director of Prestia Sankofa Gold Mines. And that's coming from Mensa Majid. And then, let me say good morning to John Agringi, in Kumasi and the wife. Also called Juliet Ayamba, wishing you all the best for the day. And this one is coming from Osei Che from Kide. He says that rerun is unnecessary. Clearly, the MPP-NP has a strong win in that 2024 election. Why should we have a rerun of that constituency? So what does the NDC want to achieve with this? They want to reduce the minority numbers further. What kind of democracy do they want to practice? A rubber stamp in parliament. And then Kofi Abuchi says that we are ready for the Kpandaimbai election, an NDC seat which MPP collaborated with EC officials to rig the election. MPP guys should stop making unnecessary noise. Okay, Abuchi Philip. All right.
Well, as you call in, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guilds UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer hospitality and culinary arts, also available at diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology and Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Perbia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. And we have another caller joining us from Tamale in the northern region. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Your name and what you have on your mind.
Good morning, madam. My name is Prince Nessa. I'm calling from Tamale.
Hi, Prince. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'll wish you good morning. And your viewers, we thank you very much for always bringing us a good news going on in Ghana. We always watch you before going to workplaces. And I'll extend my greetings to my MP, Prof. Hamza Adam, Kumbungu MP, and to Dr. T.R. Computer. In fact, Dr. has done it again. In fact, he told us yesterday that there are yet by-elections to come. So everybody should watch out. This is not the end of by-elections in this country. Because we found out that MPP is winning election with corrupt attitude. So we have realized that. So we are going to trace all those won the election unfairly, and we will do by-election there, and we will win it. We want all the we even want MPP to have 50 MPs in parliament, because they don't have any impact in this country. Just look at them behaving in the parliament house. They don't behave like they have the country at heart. So the Pandai by-election, we have won it in advance. And I'm pleading to the good people of Pandai to vote massively for NDC, so that the development that we want to give them will bring it more. Because if you have a government and you don't have an MP who is going to represent you in parliament to bring out developmental issues to your country, that means that you will be lacking behind. So that is what we are seeing. You see, this country is coming back to its normalcy, because we realize that in previous elections, you just see somebody win elections and you don't understand. Because in the Kwandai constituency, John Draman Mama, His Excellency, he won the presidential, and the parliamentary MPP won it. So it means that it hasn't gone very well. So that is what the outcome looks like. So we are going to win the Kwandai and other constituencies. You just watch out. And in subsequent coming, they will be declared by-election, so that NDC will win it and then add it to our numbers, so that we will bring developmental into this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in as well from Tamale, and for sharing those views with us.
Prince Nani Aoyonk, who is watching us from the UK, says this administration still has about 3 years left, and this won't be the last by-election. Remember, Alhaji Tanko Computer vowed that they will reclaim every seat that was rigged in favor of the MPP. So brace yourselves for more by-elections ahead. My main hope is that they remain peaceful. The court cases may drag on for 6 months or more, but in the end, the seat will definitely turn green. Bonti Benjamin also has a message here. Says that I'm optimistic that the Member of Parliament, Matthew Nyendam, will sail through at Pandai and continue to serve his good people with respect and project. MPP will rise again. Bonti Benjamin with that comment. Newday Atukwekwe, good morning to you, says that Dr. Tanko Computer should hurriedly come to Trobu constituency as well. The people of Pandai have another opportunity. The MPP lawyers' actions show that the MPP was not truly represented. The MP was not truly represented, you say, and then okay, and then and then he adds, senior MPP MP seats should be reduced because they are mismanaging the opposition. Oh,
all right, let's go back to the phone lines. We have a caller joining us from the Upper East region. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, I can't hear you. If the line has dropped, I hope you're able to reconnect, come back on the line with us. But you can also call us. The phone line is still on the screen. We're talking about the rerun of elections in Pandai, which is the judgment of the High Court in Tamale, asking that a rerun be done within 30 days, and this following the nullification of the results of the December 2024 parliamentary elections. Our caller is back on the line from the Upper West region. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
This is Idris, calling you from Upper West region. Wow.
Idris. Great to have you, Idris.
Yes.
Idris, what are your thoughts on this matter?
You know, we say good morning to the good people in the Upper West region. Wala ya shima yegendi 24 lana. And also good morning to the MPP regional chairman, Chairman Abdulaziz's wife. And what has happened in Pando is not anything surprise to me.
Pandai?
Yeah, Pandai. It's not anything new to me.
Why?
And it is, yes. The reason why I'm saying this is that we were lack of leaders from 2020 to 2024 elections.
Now, you know I'm a strong member of NPP. I am member of the regional communications team. But the leadership that NPP were using from 2020 to 2024, I know a lot of these issues will happen. You can remember, for the past 3 weeks, I was calling a parliamentary change in the parliament. You need to change the majority leader. Afenyo Martins needs to change. The reason is that Afenyo knows that definitely there's going to be a by-election or there's going to be some of our MPs to be in court. These guys are starting addressing this issue. Let me tell you, HDC doesn't need more parliamentarians in parliament again. So if you are a good leader, you can go to the leadership of the NDC and sit with them. You can massage issues of this issue. They will not take it high. But Afenyo is in parliament, running around singing and joking. Look at where we are going. And let me tell you something. We've done the same thing to the NDC from 2020 to 2024. We took a lot of their MPs to court. Am I lying? Today, NDC is in power. Look at what has happened. And we all know that if you build a house with Falada, it will collapse with you. So look at what we are going through today. So, but I want to urge the leaders of the NPP in parliament, they should come together and take one agenda. Look, Ghana is still in the fit of NDC. Whatever we are doing now, but Ghana will not have the sympathy of NPP. They will not have the sympathy of NPP. So we need a good leader, strategic leader that can take the power forward. If not, we are going to lose another seat again in this parliament. I'm telling you, NPP need to bring a very strong leader. If not, we will need a seat more than 10 in parliament again. But now let me take you with my issue. Sometimes you give us time to speak. But when it's time for a call, you should give us the time so that you will pick our call before you go to the text message. I beg. Thank you. What
does that mean?
It's a greeting.
Like good morning?
Now, we have messages. Let me say good morning to you. The Honorable Agbesi Nuchu, it's been a while, and I know you're somewhere, you're in Y. You say you're watching us currently. Wishing you all the best, Agbesi Nuchu. And then also it's the birthday of Apostle Dr. Eric Emefa Agbogadanu. Fantastic. You are the PTA chair for Laboni Senior High School. It's coming from Chris Soa right here. But we have more messages coming through. Kwame Boateng says that what the court are doing to the MPP is unfair. And it looks like because MPP lost the election, everything is going in the favor of the NDC. All the institutions are kowtowing. Well, logically would have said kowtowing, but they are submitting to the whims and caprices of the NDC. This should not be happening. They should leave the MPP seat alone for Martin Nyindam. Simple and tietia, you say.
Simple and tietia. We have a caller joining us from Kaswa now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Jadon. I'm calling from Kaswa.
Welcome to the show. What are your thoughts on this matter?
Oh, MPP people there, I see that now they are sweating.
Is that so?
They are sweating. You know, you can see from their minority leaders. So right now it will remain with 8 seats for them after the 4 years. So they should just back out of the parliament. They are not serious.
Is it your comment on the judgments by the court?
Yeah, exactly. The judgment by the court is just perfect.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your call. You can also join us. The phone number is on the screen. I almost gave out my phone number. The phone number is on the screen.
For the Momo.
Yeah,
because talking about your phone number, Courage Kotoka said you didn't send out your phone number. Otherwise,
he would have sent.
I know he's lying, but no problem.
No problem.
Courage Kotoka would never send Momo to you, but no problem. Courage Kotoka, good morning.
Well, you can cash out this morning.
How do you know he would never do that? I mean, that's...
Because he can't... He will not be willing to send 100, 200 to now. So now we'll be deserving like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000.
Yeah,
and you know, Kari Kotoka will not and move 5,000. So that one is just, and the day too has passed. You know, when the day has passed, you can do some of these things. But we have more comments. This one is coming from Nandom.
Yes.
Okay.
Very quickly. Hello, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us from there. Your name and what you think of what we're discussing today.
Good morning. This is Dr. Isaiah calling from London.
Hi, Isaiah. I hope you're well.
Oh, we are doing well. With the research agenda, everything is moving on smoothly. By His grace. Beatrice, I want to express my profound, sincere gratitude to you people for all the human work that you've been doing for us. TV3 has become unmatched when it comes to the 3 pillars of media functioning, education, entertainment, and then information. You people are top notch. You have even added expression to that, which I want to commend you very much. That TV3 has come to stay, and TV3 is the only media station in Ghana with the rest. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Beatrice, going forward, you see, God has a way of punishing notorious people in a very finite form, and that is what is happening to the NPP. Why should I say so? By this time, they should have put their house in order and get to realize that what they perpetrated on the good people of this country in the past, especially the 8 good hell years we suffered in this country, Ghanaians are well awake, and everybody is well awake. Look, right from the court at the time of someone's health, we were never served justice. Anything at all, they asked us to go to court. Today, it's the same court that we've been going to, and they have a problem. Nobody should have a problem because the research is happening everywhere. And I'm telling you that more of these sorts will be witnessed because everybody is now of this independence. Everybody is now having their independent mind expressed. And that is what we are seeing in this country as of this moment. Beatrice, you and I today, we are all happy because things are working on well. We never expected that Ghana could have been the place that we are today because imagine the quantum of what that is going on. Where is the money coming from? Now, everybody in this country is quite aware that the NDC government is a government that is a serious government. The NDC government is a government that is people-centered, and for that matter, everybody is willing to align with the NDC government. So, therefore, anywhere we are going to have a by-election, everybody in that constituency is going to toe the line of the NDC so that they also get the benefit of the government as of the moment. So the people of Kwandai, look at what has happened in Akwetia, look at what has happened in Abilkwanok, and then also follow suit because we exemplify the good lives of other people but not the bad lives. Mantiu Nindam is out for good, and the NPP must learn a lesson, and by 2024 we wish that a third force should come and represent a corrupt and a very vilified party of that sort so that we have peace in this country and enjoy our state. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. He did hear. Thank you earlier.
It's your agenda. He's talking now.
Can we go back to messages and read a couple? Dennis Y. Akwote says, now I'm very happy about one thing relative to the Pandai election dispute, that judgment was delivered within reasonable time. I remember Ayawaso Wogon election petition, where before the verdict was delivered, which went in favor of the petitioner, Parliament was over and made absolute nonsense of the ruling. This is an improvement on our justice delivery system. Shalom, and that's from Dennis texting us there. And a very special happy birthday to actress Yvonne Okoro. It's her birthday today.
Oh, Yvonne.
Yeah, Yvonne
the
Okoro.
friend of Na.
Yeah. And there's a lot of love coming in for you already. Yvonne Okoro.
November.
Yeah.
Somebody actually wrote on my page that if you were not born in November, you have to be born again.
Hey.
November. What's so special about being born in November?
Oh, you don't know.
Oh, what kind of comment is it? We have Peter Adato. Peter Adato says that since yesterday, I've been hearing comments to the effect that why should the court unduly delay till November before ruling on the election petition? And I've heard the same sentiments on the show this morning. Please, I want to remind those with that thought that for whatever reason, that during the Kufuor administration, an election challenge dragged on and it was only decided in favor of the NDC after the embattled MP completed his term. That's true. I think I know about that as well. And then, let me say good morning to you, Engineer Farid Ishmael Hagan. Great guy, been a while. And Kwesi Mensah is watching us from Albany, New York currently. He says that this is to show that the resetting agenda is going to improve Ghana PE. All the seats that were unduly given to the MPP will be challenged and will be won. Simpliciter. And then Chris Dinkra of the Ghana National Association just had a comment about November and says, Robe, be warned. Never say this again. We November borns are special. Why? Anyway, today is my birthday. Happy birthday to you, Christian Dinkra of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. Happy birthday to you, my good friend. Wishing you all the best for the day. Long life, prosperity as well. Aziz Donla says that it is obviously clear that the Honorable Rashid Sofo Tanko Computer has dismantled the MPP into pieces because his political strategies are working to challenge the seat for the NDC, hence the by-elections in Pandai. All right. Zilis Dwayne is also watching us from the UK. He's a Liverpool fan. They lost over the weekend. Good morning to you, Zilis Dwayne. Great guy, great guy. If you know you won legitimately, just accept the rerun and you will win again. Simple as that. Hey, Charlie. And then Mama War of the Asoglik State said, Anodon Prayer is next. They should challenge his seat. He was sitting on the stage in a very pensive mood before they brought the election back to Accra to redeclare for him after recounting. He is next. They should go after him. Anodon Prayer. Mama War, be careful. Ejay Bonsu says that all the things that have been done are part of the strategies of the NDC to reduce the numbers further of the minority in parliament. But we will not be perturbed. NPP will certainly rise again. Give time some time. Alaji Jibril, National Security, great guy, wishing all the best. And then also Edmond Combat, Managing Director, the Tamar Oil Refinery. Do we have more messages?
Yes, we do, but let me tell you about this, that hunger can strike anytime, but Royal King Cracker is always on standby when you need something enjoyable to munch on. Royal King Cracker brings the crunch and the buttery taste. It fits right into your day, morning, noon, or night. Royal King Cracker, choke your hunger. Just grab one and enjoy. This advert is FDA approved. And when we come back, we'll bring you the big issue and some more. Do stay with us.
In the beginning, life feels heavy. But then, hope arrives. Star 446 hash saves you in the Dewa Chop Money draw at 10 a.m.
Congratulations!
Give your dream a chance. Even better, like life, Dewa 539 gives another chance for those who missed their morning Chop Money draw to get lucky in the daily Dewa Rush Hour draw at 1:30 p.m.
Play every day.
And you may draw no social life. Dial star 446 hash. Nika Dewa 539 direct lotto no. Let this 7 o'clock and you may be 24 hours. 3 daily draw at 10 a.m., 1:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. Dewa 539 is designed to save you in the moment.
and they are confident that this is the way to go, that this is victory for them, and they've actually invited the MPP side not to contest in the elections when it's conducted within 30 days. Now, we're also going to be looking at matters arising from CTAG, who have declared an indefinite strike starting yesterday, citing the government's, slow response or non-response, if you like, to some National Labour Commission rulings and an arbitrary award, which was given in May this year. We're going to go into the issues. My panel is here. And before we start our conversation, I'd like us to go back to the court premises yesterday to listen to some of the remarks made by both sides after the court ruling. Let's take a look.
We are prepared to get to the ground, prepare for the election, and at the end of the day, you know what my election director said? We want to set the ball rolling, and the seats will return back to NDC.
I'm not afraid, let me put on record that for a run, you see, if genuinely we have to run, we won't have a problem. But if you decide to pave your way through, because you think that you are in government and you can use state powers to be able to coerce the people to vote for you, that's where we have a difficulty. In any case, he came to court with 41 polling stations. And these 41 polling stations are areas that I won with huge margin.
All right, that's the incumbent MP, Honorable Nyindam, and he's obviously not very happy about the ruling of the court. So we also heard from Dr. Tanko Computer, who will be joining us in studio to just give us the NDC side of the matter and an actual, if you like, reflection on what happened in December that has brought us here today. Now, we're going to be joined in studio by Dr. Tanko Computer. We're going to be joined on the phone lines and also on Zoom by some of my guests today, Dr. Samuel Efriye. He's a political analyst, great guy. He's going to help us understand some of the matters arising. In studio also, we've got Nana Sapon, Deputy General Secretary of the United Party. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Great to have you in studio.
Good to see you a day after your birthday.
Oh, thank you for the kind wishes yesterday.
Yes, just that you didn't invite me for the Kinky party.
For the Kinky party, you see, Kinky is a very personal affair.
You give me this excuse. Kinky cannot be personal.
Kinky is a very individual, personal affair.
How can it be personal? It's a united force.
You see, Ga people don't mwa the Kinky.
Oh, really?
If you want to know if someone is a Ga, you look in the belly of their palm when they eat Kinky. You would see that there is not a single stain of the Kinky in their palm because you're mwa.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we eat it at our fingertips.
So
like
it means
this.
It's a united
so
force.
You can, I guess so. You can do this, but never this.
Oh, okay.
That's how we know you're not
I have to learn it well.
But thank you for the kind wishes yesterday.
Yes, you did good, and then the way you were trending.
I was?
Yeah, you were.
I see.
That was a fine one.
Thank you.
We wish you God's blessings.
Amen.
And then regards from Alan also. I didn't know he noticed. I was still wondering how he got to know that. Later I was like, oh, you know, Facebook.
Oh, he noticed it was my birthday yesterday on Facebook. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Birthday to you.
Thank you, sir. Your Excellency. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate the wishes. But we will also be joined in studio by Mr. Osengame will be here with us. He's a labor consultant. Dr. Josiah Koba will be here with us, former principal lecturer of GIMPA and also a private legal practitioner, and also Safo Tanko Rashid Computer. He will also join us in studio. But Dr. Efriye is on the phone lines now. He's already joined us on Zoom, I believe. Hello, Doc.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's great to have you join us on the show today.
Yes, and I wish you a happy birthday. God bless you.
Thank you.
I think you have been in Kumasi for some time. So
yes, sir, I have.
You'll get to some people, and then I will get it for you today.
That will be lovely. That will be lovely. Whoever brings food has my heart.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, sir. Now to the issue. Yesterday we had that Tamale High Court ruling on the Pandai elections. First, what are your initial remarks on the judgment?
Well, the judgment, it depends on where your perspective or where you view the decision. If you are for the MPP, it will not sound good for you. If you're an NDC, you will be so happy to have that judgment. And all is due to the previous by-elections or rerun that has occurred that the NDC has won. So it will not sound good for the MPP, but good for the NDC. But it depends on the content or the details of the elections. That is the constituency. And when you profile the constituency, you can realize that the NDC may have an upper hand in that constituency because from 1996 to 2008, that is 2008, the NDC has won by this a candidate. That is one candidate have all 1996, 2000, 2004, and 2008. And the MPP started winning the elections. That is from 2012 and 2016 with this candidate, the current candidate. Let's say the MP for now. Maybe the rerun will decide whether it continues or not. That is Mr. Matthew. And when it came to 2020, the NDC also won in 2020. But 2024, what makes the NDC very happy for the rerun is that President Mahama won the election with a difference with Dr. Bawumia on 100 votes. 100 votes. And the MP won a difference of 3,734. So the constituency, you might have a dicey when it comes to rerun. But the issue is that the MDC candidate presented about, I think, 41 polling stations for it to be annulled or be changed. But with other issues in terms of misconduct, in terms of not being present at the collation center, and also saying that there was biometric kind of issues. So I don't know whether the courts, based on previous constituencies like Abikma, when there were some issues about some polling stations, they made a rerun. But since they presented about 41, and later the court, in its own wisdom, realized that they have to do a whole constituency. And that is where the issue comes in with the MPP trying to think that the ruling is not fair to them. So they have to go in for the appeal. So it gives an indication about how the NDC pursue 2024 elections. They pursue it with all kinds of strategies, with all kinds of aggressiveness towards the parliamentary candidate, hence the presidential. Because the way they were able to take more seats determines how they strategize for this. Whatever, maybe it might sound good or it might not be a good strategy or not, but at the end of the day, they really strategize for that. So I believe that at the end of the day, if it goes on appeal, the appeal court will decide. It might go for a rerun for only that 41 constituency. That might be, should I say, well, a fair judgment for the MPP rather than a general kind of constituency election. So it's a big dicey, but in all, if there's a rerun of 41 or a general constituency election, I think the MPP might not take the seat back, but the NDC will take the seat. So it is a mirrored kind of dicey situation about that constituency. But that constituency can be described as a strange constituency of which the NDC always have the upper hand. And I think that it might go for the NDC if there's any kind of by-election, rerun, or whatever kind of election. Even 41, the NDC will take the seat back.
Do you agree with those who have raised concerns about the judgment regarding the fact that the court has asked for a complete rerun? There are some who think that, well, it's 41 seats which the petitioner brought to court to contest. Why not ask for a rerun of those 41 instead of a rerun of the entire elections? Do you agree with that side of the argument?
Yes, you agree because of the previous rerun elections. I think about 2 rerun elections have been more, and I've forgotten the other one, where there were issues about coalition in relation to some kind of polling station. So if you base on that precedence, then you can assert that the NDC candidate presented 41. So the question is, why not 41, but the general constituency that we have to go in for that election? So based on precedence and other perspective, you will tend to agree with those people that the 41 should be the contention rather than looking at the other one. But you can also think about the perspective of a voter. Assuming I'm a voter in my polling station, nothing happened, but just some few polling station issues or irregularities occurred. So you want us to have the whole constituency in terms of the election. That might sound, but I don't know whether there are more issues about the 41. That is where maybe I'm saying that the courts may have gone beyond the 41, but there were other issues of elections irregularity that happened. As I said earlier, maybe it's due to collation, it may be due to other, because when you look at it, says biometric verification and anything, so there may be more to it than the only 41 polling station that resulted in the cancellation of all the constituency, that's the polling stations result of that constituency. So you can agree, I will agree with them from their perspective of precedents, what happened. But every constituency has its own dynamics. And maybe there are more issues to it than what we see about these 41 constituencies that we think that should be null.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the EC now. Let's turn our attention to the work of the EC. The EC is mandated to conduct free and fair elections, properly conducted elections. What do court decisions and outcomes like this say about the work of the EC? How does it impact the efficiency and integrity and perception about the work of the EC?
Yeah, now you can deduce that, I think for the 2024 elections, you can describe it in such a way that even though there was a clear winner, but you can deduce that there's a lot of violence as coalition centers. There was a lot. And you can mention even some part of Accra, Kumasi, and other eastern region where there were issues about this. So that will have an influence on how the EC did organize their. So here there's a correlation between the security agencies and the EC. I don't know whether the EC was able to preempt or were able to have an intelligence or the police or the security agencies were able to preempt some of these actions. So we cannot put blame on only the EC, but I think the security or the task force that was earmarked for the 2024 elections should be blamed for all these kind of actions and inactions by some of these violence that occur at coalition centers. So I will not put a total blame on the EC. As you know, some of these things, if security is not well masked up or when security is not up to any level, it might creep in for these political parties to take an advantage of it. And that's why I'm saying that the NDC strategized a lot. They realized some loopholes. They realized that they can take advantage of some systems within the sphere of the elections, and that make them to have an upper hand in the 2024 election. So I think EC and the security agencies should collaborate more and able to have more intelligence to avoid some of these. And even because when you look at the Pandai situation, I think the total blame is on the EC, the returning officer. I think when you read the case, you realize that everything was, should I say, engineered or by the electoral officer there, or the returning officer. And that is something that it marks the process. And you know, some of these things, you see that the EC personnel will just not be punished or may not have some questions to answer. The EC, I don't know whether they have an internal process to handle some of these issues. That happens with some kind of electoral officers that be assigned to some constituency or some national assignment. But we have not heard anything about whether some ECs officials were compromised or whatever. These kind of things, we need to have an action taken by the EC to able to tell us all those areas that their people were found culprit have been punished. But we don't hear anything of such sort. And at the end of the day, we see them going in and day out. And you know, it's politics. Whatever be the case, the EC may have all their differences and their interests as such. But it should be an agency that will follow procedures, that will go on along with what has been laid down. So now for me, I think that the EC should have some responsibility or some answers, and they should tell the Ghanaians about how they have dealt with some of the officials that have been found culpable of some situations. And again, the EC, the security agencies should also be mindful of how they tend to make our electoral process more safe for all of us.
All right, Dr. Free, thank you for those initial remarks. I invite you to please stay with us, and as we come in studio to talk to Nanayao Sarpong and other guests as they join us. Nanayao, you followed the ruling of the court yesterday.
Yes, I had the opportunity to listen to some commentary and also read some few write-ups with regards to the court ruling from Tamale.
What are your initial remarks?
It's an interesting but yet a dicey situation that we have. Pandai, just as rightly described by your guest on Zoom, can be described as more or less a swing constituency, a swing seat, and nobody actually has grips over the constituency as it stands. But I think that when it comes to parliamentary elections, I mostly would consider the individuals that are involved than the political party here. And I say this because even in recent times, the 2024 elections, if you would recall, the NPP as a political party had about 20 of their MPs that did lose, tried to come back in 2024. And if you look at the statistics, I think it's only Matthew Nindam that was able to come back to Parliament. It tells you how strong he is on the ground. If you look at
that's the incumbent MP whose results has just been announced.
And if you look at the history of the Pandai constituency, you would then want to ask yourself many questions. It means that the NDC as a political party and the person who is contesting again, I think Daniel or so, Wakpao would has a lot of work to do if he wants to claim the seat back. It's not easy for somebody to bounce back immediately he loses an elections. It means that there are certain things that probably the constituents thought that you could not present to them well than he did. And Matthew has been a very strong person, individual in Parliament. I think he was either a majority deputy whip or just chief whip himself. And so he has some level of influence. And so it is not just a done deal for the NDC. If they indeed want to take it back, it means that they have a lot of work to do. And, if you look at the results of the just ended, the one they just annulled, I think JDM had about 25,488, which rounded up to about 50% and then Alhaji Bawumia had 25,414. And Matthew had actually appreciated in votes than Dr. Bawumia. He had in excess of 27,000. And Daniel, on the other hand, did not also get up to the number of votes that JDM, his presidential candidate, had. He had less than 25,000. He had around 24,000. So you would understand that Nyindam has a stronger personality on the ground in the constituency than Daniel. So it means that he has a lot of work to do if indeed he would want to bounce back. But now, the rule of law. We would have to insist that the Electoral Commission strengthens its laws governing elections in this country.
Strengthens?
Yes. They would need to be able to strengthen it, and they would need to be able to ensure it works. If you ask a very fundamental question, why the judge did not ask for a rerun of just the disputed constituencies.
41.
Because Pandai has about 152 constituencies. Now there's we are contesting 41 of these polling stations, and then a judge would rule that we should have an entire rerun of rerun of the entire constituency. It tells you that they're aside contesting the numbers of these 41 polling stations, the issues of irregularities that did occur, which of course was part of the petition that was submitted to the High Court, was indeed considered. You understand me? And I haven't been running elections from 1996, if I'm not mistaken, up until now. I believe that the Electoral Commission by now shouldn't be making or be allowing certain mistakes and certain irregularities, very minor ones in this country. I do not want to blame it on the administrative strength or the fact that probably they need to take their officers through probably a continuous orientation for them to understand that these laws exist and these laws must work. And when they are doing it, just as your guest has stated, they should do it hand in hand with the security forces. Because whether or not these security services are a part of our electoral process, they are there to ensure peace. I do not understand, or I cannot understand why there would be a coalition center, and in the process we have all agreed, and by law we are supposed to have agents there, and somebody says that his agent is not around, yet you would want to go ahead with the process. Unless otherwise the person does not have the capacity to provide or be represented by an agent in the coalition center, because it is law and it is part of the procedure. You understand me? So if you have an electoral officer or electoral commissioner who is in charge of this coalition center, and the person allows such a thing to happen, issues of signature, issues of misalignment and misinput of the numbers. This is supposed to be on Form 8A, and rather they've put it on Form 3C or something. I mean, these are very minor irregularities that should not be allowed. So what happens to these officers, as he has asked? We need to know what happens to these officers. We need to know the orientations that they go through before the elections begin. We need to understand what they actually go, because the processes are very much known and they are well laid out in the act that establishes the elections. And so these are things that myself and you should not have issues with. And I have experienced the Electoral Commission, and I keep saying, we have the laws, but they refuse to allow the laws to work. The procedures are there. They refuse to allow the procedures to work. Now, how would you feel if you are an independent presidential candidate and you would go to fulfill all righteousness with the Electoral Commission, and it is time for them to distribute agent cards or accreditations, and an officer would confidently tell you that you have the capacity to have agents across all the the 40-something thousand polling
They
stations.
asked you that.
And then in fact, they refuse to even give you these cards, which is mandatory. And so if you do not have a voice, then it means you are lost out. And most of these smaller parties that you see around, that I will call them subsets of some of these bigger parties, because they were subset, they couldn't even voice it out. We had to actually go through a struggle to get these accreditations. And I have WhatsApp messages to that effect, when we were even looking for the officer who was in charge. And so if there was any issue of dispute in respect to the 2024 elections, and we had decided to go to court, is it not embarrassing that as a commission, you know that these persons have filled their forms? We went through all the over 100 and something districts to get people to endorse our candidate, haven't gone through all this struggle, and then you come to tell me that I would not be able to have agents, and for that matter, you are not giving me accreditation.
What response did you get for that?
What? No, we pushed for it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's also unfortunate that most of our regions, because because of the time span, because this was less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it was a topical story at the time.
It was less than 24 hours, and you go through this frustration. This is a basic requirement.
This is a basic requirement.
This is in the law,
and this is happening, or this actually did happen.
It did happen.
How do we, and political parties like yours, ensure that in working with the EC, there is the transparency and accountability that we ask for? Because this is the most basic requirement that you can ask for as a party or as an independent candidate going into an election. But this is a struggle that we had to go deal with.
Yes,
we were confronted with this, much to the surprise of a lot of us. How do we as a country ensure that in working with the EC, political parties like yours are able to successfully work with the EC? You mentioned, Dr. Samuel Ifrie mentioned the security agencies. But what about political parties? How do we ensure that in working with the EC, there is the accountability, the fairness and transparency that we ask for?
That is supposed to be your hallmark.
How do we ensure this happens?
That is supposed to be your hallmark. And you see, the fact of the matter is this. It is because the system does not respect these smaller parties and independent presidential
When you say the
candidates.
system, are you referring to the EC or
yes,
or
the
the
EC.
country?
That is what I'm talking about. I mean, we are talking about the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
So let's leave it at that. It is the regard they give to us, the mindset, the perception that this is a smaller party. This is an independent presidential candidate. Ghana is not ready for an independent candidate. Ghana is not ready for a third force. Ghana is not ready for another party. It is just between the NDC and the NPP. That mindset, you understand me? You go into IPAC meetings with them, and you would even have to be able to catch the eye and convincingly make a statement before you are even giving some level of regard. And it's
really
surprising. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'm saying this on air. they can phone in.
You're not able to put forward your contributions at IPAC meetings.
The intimidation.
On whose part?
On the part of the Electoral Commission. And this is a known fact. This is a known fact.
Really?
We had to literally beg. We had to literally beg for them to add us to IPAC, that body that is supposed to discuss the elections.
You had to beg to be added to IPAC.
When our candidate had qualified and was on the ballot, we literally had to beg. Jane is there. And I'll give. It happened at Alisa. We were not invited for the meeting. Meanwhile, our candidate, Alan Chamatin, had qualified. I went in there with Nana Ohininto. They told us that we were not invited because we were not part. And we asked them, my candidate is qualified. He has been listed. And you tell me that body that is supposed to be part of the process, all right, that is where you give all the information. All the information is given at IPAC. When there are discrepancies, that is where we deal with it. If there are issues to be raised, that is where we deal with it. If you ought to give us any notice, it is the place you give to us. And so you tell me that my candidate, because an independent candidate cannot be part of it, then we will not accept it.
Was
so
it an oversight? Was
not
it
an
a
oversight.
mistake, or you
so
were
the
told that you
statement
could
is
not
that
be
we
part
were
of it?
not a political party. And for that matter, we cannot do it. It is, that is where it comes in. Literally, they are telling us that it's an, something, IPAC, meaning is saying, inter-party, something. So I ask...
because you're not a party.
I asked the commissioner, I asked her, so when you take your ballot paper, or when you have gone to print the ballot papers, are you going to cut off the political parties from the independent presidential candidates? Are you going to set up a different body to help us with the processes? Or it is the same thing we're going to do? We literally had to struggle to be given a seat on that table. And this happens in our constituencies. This happens to some of the parliamentary candidates. Even within the bigger political parties, when the candidate has not a voice, or is not somebody who is able to make his stance known, or somebody who can actually cause a stir, they are always intimidated, and that is where almost all the irregularities happen. I mean, if a candidate like Alan Chamantin would have to struggle to be part of a decision-making body, which he has qualified to be on,
because he's not a political party.
Because it's not. So what happens
because
to
it's supposed
some
to
of
be
these
an
individuals,
inter-party advisory committee?
these individuals who are there? But was there any other body established by the Electoral Commission, whether administrative, ad hoc, whatsoever, that was taking care of the electoral processes? No, it was the same IPAC. You understand me? When the election ended, and I got a notice for an IPAC meeting, I took myself out because I'm not a political party.
You didn't go?
I didn't go. The elections are over. My candidate was an independent presidential candidate.
Mm-hmm.
The elections have ended.
But you required to be part of IPAC before the elections?
Yes, because
which was your right to do so?
Which was our right to be there.
But after the elections, you refused to
No,
participate?
what am I going to do there?
Well, what does that say about the future and future invitations? Well, now you're a party.
The future is that now I'm a united party.
Yes.
And so per their own rules that establish the IPAC, I am...
now you're a party, so it changes the dynamics. But I have a small... confusion with your refusal to be part of IPAC after the elections. When you properly made your point to be part before
Alan
the elections.
is no longer a presidential candidate.
Mm-hmm.
It is over. He has other things to handle.
Yeah, but IPAC still runs even after the elections.
IPAC runs as for political parties. You understand me?
But you can't eat your cake and have it, though.
No, we can eat our cake and have it. At one point, we are supposed, because that was the only body that was handling the informations and the processes. That was where all the discussions were happening.
Mm.
So if that is a place where all discussions were happening, at the end of the day, what happens? You understand me? So the question was the Electoral Commission going to build another party or form another body to feed the independent presidential candidates and their agents with informations and for us to discuss? So the question was that, okay, if you have gone to have discussions with the political parties and the decisions are taken, would you bring that same topic to us, the independent presidential candidates, for us to discuss and also take a decision that will suit us?
Okay.
If no, then we are supposed to come together and deal with the matter. And it was just for that period. And elections are over, results are, the candidate is declared, the winner is declared, sworn in.
So that was done.
That was done.
All right.
You understand? So the regulations ought to work. The regulations ought to work. We need to work with it. Sometimes we sit and we allow very smaller issues. We rather want to build public image and allow these small issues to affect us. I mean, if they had done their work well with regards to the irregularities that we are talking about, I don't know the in-depth of these irregularities that occurred. If they had done their work well, we wouldn't be here today going to run a whole constituency. The cost involved, the stress.
Yes.
Now, within 30 days All right.
Yeah.
Matthew, I'm told, has filed a stay of execution.
Yeah, he's filed
you
a stay
understand?
of
Means he's going to
execution.
appeal.
Yeah.
He's going to appeal. Now, for somebody to be able to say he's filing an appeal or pushing for a stay of execution, it means that the person should be more than 60% sure that indeed his appeal is going to work. All this struggle and pressure that we go through. I mean, the Electoral Commission ought to, they should do better. I think so.
Yeah, thank you, Nana. We've been joined in studio now by Rashid Safo Tanko Computer. I'm not sure if I've arranged the names right. Safo Tanko Computer.
Yes.
Acting CEO of GIFEG.
Yeah.
Welcome to the studio, sir. Great to have you.
Thank you.
You've been very busy since yesterday.
You can understand.
Yes, we've been hearing you on various platforms speak about the judgment of the Tamale High Court. On the matter. Now, I want you to, for those who have not followed the story, if you could just briefly tell us exactly what the issues were that your candidate took to the High Court to determine. What were the irregularities with these 41 polling stations that you petitioned the court about?
Well, before that, let me say good morning to you now, and then my friend Sapong here, and the good people of Bimbila and Wulensi. It's a very beautiful place. I want to invite you to come. Bimbila. It's a very nice place. You will enjoy the place. And let me also apologize for coming late. Terrible traffic. I had to abandon my car and then hop on a Okada.
Is that so?
Oh, yes, I came through Okada. Okada brought me, otherwise I couldn't have made it. We have terrible traffic in town. I think some accident might have happened.
You're right.
And then I had to use Okada.
A helmet.
Yes, a village boy always is a village guy. You know, we enjoy riding a lot in our villages. So Okada is part of us. So it brought me there. So I'm happy I'm with you. Now, you see, MPP as a political party, they have appetite for rigging elections.
They have an appetite?
Yes, for rigging elections.
Why do you say that?
That has been their modus operandi. They did that in 2020. And got away with it. In most of the polling stations, and then the collation centers, they got away with it.
That's your opinion?
No, that is the facts. You saw some 5 constituencies. We chased them on it. Some people lost their lives just because of constituencies. You saw what happened at Techma South. Savilugu and some other areas where they shot and killed people and got away. You see, when you come to elections, there is a document known as CI 127. In fact, more or less, the Bible of election in Ghana. The 127, everything about election is spelled out in that 127, in terms of presidential and parliamentary. The way to collate parliamentary election results is spelled out in CI 127, Regulation 43, 1A up to H. You see all the processes a returning officer has to go through in order to arrive at a conclusion that this so and so has been elected, duly elected. If you don't do that process and announce somebody, it will be nullified. So in Kanda, the first thing they did was the presidential. After concluding the presidential, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama won the presidential. Then, knowing that now the people have voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it's likely they will vote for the NDC parliamentary candidate. So they started their crooked ways.
What happened?
The problem was, in terms of the collation, there was a problem with the collation, how to do the collation of using the various forms. The first form is the 1C. Form 1C is used for collating all the polling stations, 152. You aggregate them in one form. And then the totals are summed. You sum up the totals and put it in the 1D, which is a summary sheet. You use it to declare the winner. This was not done. They started and we saw some problems. The pink sheets they gave to our agents were different from what they were now using to collate the parliamentary.
Where did the different ones come from?
Only God knows. You know them, they are masters of manufacturing pink sheets. They did it and we got them at Blake Manoff and got them out. They brought their own pink sheets. We rejected all of them. The returning officers came, presiding officers, and said these were not our pink sheets. Invariably, who did it? Manufactured by the MP. That's how they lost out in the Blake Manoff. Not knowing that they did that in other constituencies because they were in power and managed to perpetuate this illegality on the good people of the place. Now, when we raise objections to some of these polling stations, what they were trying to do, they hurriedly ran away from the collation center to Tamale. and got themselves in a particular dark place after eating and enjoying themselves, announced Nyindam as the winner of the constituency. Without the knowledge of the NDC. Whilst we were waiting for them in Pandai, they were in Tamale announcing the results. And you think political party like NDC, we should fold our arms and not contest this?
Where were your polling agents at the time?
I've just given our polling agents, they brought the pink sheets and we were going to do the collation. We saw that the pink sheets they gave them was different from the one they were going to use to collate the results. So we raised objections there. And that's what it said. So the issue about party agents or polling agents is immaterial here. It's about the veracity of the pink sheet that you are going to use to collate and the process therein. So that was our issues. So we sent the 41 not only to contest the 41, but as exhibits that, look, these are the things the gentlemen brought. These are the issues they were trying to do. And we think that the collation was not properly done. Due process was not followed. The regulation 43, 1A to H was not duly followed. So therefore, the court should make a pronouncement on this. We started way back in December. People are thinking as if the matter is just some 48-hour matter. No, since December.
It's been 11 months.
Yes, we've been doing it low profile because we know who MPP are and their behavior. So we follow through the process, cross-examine them. Interestingly, now you see, when the girls want to punish you, they first make you mad. The returning officer brought videos in the court as evidence of having informed the NDC reps to come to Tamale for the collation to continue. When they played the video, it was rather announcing Nyindam as a winner of the. That's what he was doing in that video. So he was probably cross-examined as first respondent, and it was clear that this man was lying under oath.
So he submitted the wrong video.
He submitted wrong. That's why when the girls want to make you mad, they kill you. They make you mad first. And their respondent too, which is Nyindam and Co, were cross-examined.
And?
They are lawyers. That's why sometimes when I heard their lawyers talking, you see, it's understandable. If you represent your client in court and you lose, you have to find a way of managing them. So when they were coming to court, do you know what they did? They prepared their appeal and notice of motion of stay
of execution
in their pocket. Because they knew, looking at all the processes therein, they knew they were going to lose. You cannot collate results without Form 1C. No court of competent jurisdiction will allow such an election to go.
Now, you were mentioning earlier about the issue of polling agents doesn't really come up here, but let me just ask you this.
Yes.
Your polling agents are supposed to be present to ensure that the right thing is done.
Yes,
especially
at the polling stations.
Yeah, at the polling stations.
No issues.
In respect of their candidates.
No issues.
So if polling agents are present,
yes,
and these infractions or irregularities you complain about
yes,
can happen,
yes,
then would you say that the work of polling agents is really a failed attempt at ensuring that elections are conducted freely to represent the will of the people, because they're supposed to be there to ensure that each party's interests are properly catered for?
Now, there's a difference between polling agents' work and collation agents' work. Polling agents can do their work effectively, properly. Then a crooked returning officer will rig the election at the collation center. At that point, no polling agent is allowed there.
But the elections, the results are declared at the polling station.
No, it's declared all right.
So
you need to put them together.
We have polling station agents.
See,
we have coalition.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Agents.
At the polling station, the agents are there. For instance, you have 152 polling stations.
Yeah.
So you have 152 reps. They all will collect their pink sheets from each of these polling stations. Do you get that? Now they have to come to a location and put all these 52 together with a calculator. And then announce that now has won. Now, at that point, that is where these crooked officers come in. Pardon, part results, downplay others, remove some, rigging. This is where we do it over there at the collation center. So at that point, the polling agent wrote is immaterial there. He has no work there. He has done his work and he's gone.
Okay.
So at the our problem is about the collation, not about the polling stations.
Okay.
It's the collation. The officer who was supposed to do the collation, realizing that NDC won the presidential. If they continue with the proper collation, NDC is going to win the parliamentary. So they ran away to Tamale to do their own thing. And that's why we raise objections and petition. And it was upheld. Interestingly enough, I was in court. I sat through the process. In fact, when the judge came, he delivered his ruling less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. He just said your application is upheld and that he has given the Electoral Commission 30 days to go and conduct fresh election in that constituency. And that his ruling, we all get the ruling on Friday. So as we speak now, we have not even seen the ruling. But my colleagues has already petitioned, appeal against the mind. They don't even know what is in that mind. The mind of the man, yet they are appealing. You see the MPP and the other. When I say they are doing propaganda, and there are people who are also following them. Instead of them to go and prepare yourself for the by-election, you are following these people. Because
is it irregular? Is it irregular for a lawyer or a client to file a notice of appeal before the full ruling comes out?
No, it's not irregular. It's not irregular. It's within their right.
Okay.
It's grounded in law.
So there's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying that it's a propaganda piece. Are you getting it? It's just to assuage their people so that they'll get to know that we are doing something. But nothing is going to come out from me. I'm telling you that nothing will come out from me because the evidence we adduce before the trial judge and the cross-examination our lawyers did was very clear. The MPP lawyers knew that they were going to lose this matter. Because, you see, when you want to steal, you must steal intelligently.
Really?
So that, yes, that's why I say they have appetite for rigging, but they are not smart. Because in doing this, they forgot that there is a form known as Form 1C, which is a collation form, that you need to put all the 152 polling stations on it and now come to the summaries. And now extract the summaries here to the 1D and use that 1D to announce the results. So when they are going to hold you, you are coming with the two forms. Okay, this was how I collated the results. This is my total summaries. This is how I announced the results. So I've returned the writ to the Electoral Commission. They didn't have all this. Because they were in power, they think that they were going to win the presidential, so they can perpetuate this illegality on the good people of Kwanda. They did that in 2020. 5 constituencies. They just robbed us of that 5 and ended up 137 in Parliament. 5. NDC was supposed to be in Parliament by 142. But they knew, because they had led the presidential, they had rigged the election and they were leading the presidential, they robbed us in these 5 constituencies and got away. So they start playing the same hymn book again in 2024. But this time the NDC too has appetite for catching riggers and people who rig the mandate of the good people of Ghana.
What did you do differently?
Eagle eye, body cameras, all over the place. Was following them through from the beginning of registration to the final register to the D-Day and the declaration. Eagle eye was on them. Body cameras were activated, led by Dr. Mani Boama. May he rest in perfect peace. And we dismantle all their rigging machinery. So they managed their way through some constituencies. And we used the law court to retrieve those constituencies because we want them. You see, we managed to get back Ablekumanov, we managed to get back Akotia, and we are going to Kandaya to get it back. There are others. I won't announce it now. We are following that one too.
All right.
We will take them back. They are our seats. They voted for NDC. And then so people should not be telling us numbers. You have these numbers. No, parliamentary democracy is about representation.
But the election has not been called for you. You are going to rerun. So you haven't taken it back. The court has asked for a rerun.
Now we are going to win. That's also crazy.
You are going to campaign
and win.
And hopefully.
No, we are going to win.
Okay.
You know,
I'm just saying that because you're taking it back, but it hasn't been called for you.
We are going to win.
We are now going to vote again.
Because the good works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is there for everybody to see. The constituency people, how did they started jubilating? The whole constituency like a Burjan yesterday.
When the
ruling came, they were celebrating all over. Pandai was agog. Awash. Everybody was dancing and enjoying as if we are in 25th December. Yes, they were happy. They are also going to be part of the reset agenda. An opportunity has been given them.
The member of parliament who the ruling was against, Honorable Nyindam, put out a post on his Facebook page. Let's just take a look at that post on his Facebook page after the judgment was given, nullifying the results of December 2024 and asking that the election be rerun again within 30 days. Now, he went to his Facebook wall, his social media page to post this. Dear good people of Pandai, don't shiver. Don't be perturbed. Don't waver. We are a formidable team and nothing can break us. we will surely exhaust all legal means. Honorable Matthew Nyindam, the incumbent member of parliament, and the ruling was against him. Now, he says they're going to appeal. They're filing for a stay of execution as well. So he's encouraging the people of Pandai not to be perturbed. So you're saying the people of Pandai are already happy that the ruling was given against him,
yes,
and in favor of the petitioner.
Yes.
I see.
Now you see, I'll explain to you. He has all the right to appeal,
yeah,
and put stay. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
We are not perturbed. As a political party, we are law-abiding. NDC is the most lawful political party in Ghana. Very well lawful. We follow due process. We follow them for how many months now? Is it not 11?
Mm-hmm.
Have we raised any issue? So at the appeal, he has appealed. 17th December, he will have his day in court. We'll follow him. We are ready for them. Everywhere they are, we're going to follow them.
Okay.
Until we make sure that proper representation is done in Pandai. We are not going to relent on that.
Okay.
We are not perturbed. Okay. That is his right. That right there, nobody can take it away from him.
Let me just take your final thoughts, both of you. The court has asked that the election be rerun in 30 days. What should we expect the EC to do this time to ensure that the process is fair and transparent and we do not have to go back to court after the elections are called?
Now, if the regulations are not followed, those who vote decide nothing, but those who count the vote decide everything. And so, one thing that we can ensure that we do not come back to this table to discuss issues of elections with irregularities has to do with the regulations being followed to the latter. Now, I mean, if you listen to both from issues from the constituency and what Tanko is mentioned, you would understand that this could have been an avoidable thing. You understand? The returning officer who was in charge, if indeed this narrations in the court and what Tanko is saying and what we have been hearing from outside is true, this was an avoidable situation. You get it, and you're not far from the confusion that happens outside when it comes to polling stations and coalition centers. These are two different places. Polling stations are there, and the results are not declared at the polling stations. The results are declared at the coalition centers.
Yeah.
And so mostly where the confusion happens are the coalition centers. So if you follow the 2020-2024 elections very well, all the trouble zones were at the coalition centers.
Okay.
That is where those who count matter.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That is the place that, you would have 2 + 2 instead of being 4 becomes 22.
So this time, what should we do differently?
It is the commitment of the electoral commissioners.
All right.
If the returning officers are indeed going to do their jobs right, their work right, that is the only way we can succeed as a nation. See, Tanko would have his team there. Matthew and his constituency people would have their team there. But at the end of the day, the electoral commission officers, they are those that always cause the trouble to happen. And I keep saying it, they cause the trouble to happen. Why? Because they are the referee. They know the regulations. They use the regulations. You understand me? So if there is even a challenge that or an objection to be raised by any of these parties, at the end of the day, it is still the agent there, the officer who has been appointed by the Electoral Commission to be there, who has to ensure that the right thing is done.
All right.
And we shouldn't allow some of these things to happen. It's an embarrassment.
All right. Tanko, very quickly, in 3 sentences.
Yes.
What should the EC do this time to ensure?
Well, when the dust is settled, we are going to make sure that we petition the Electoral Commission to step down the returning officer and all the officers who participated in that botched election. Because we can't trust them. We can't trust them. They have lost the confidence of the people who entrusted their mandate to them to run the election. Such crooked officers should not be allowed to run elections of that nature. Such people should not be allowed. And that's what we are going to go to, because the evidence was so clear that the gentleman was up to rig the election for MPP. We adduced enough evidence in court to show that he was just out to rig the election for MPP, and they did it masterly in the tacit support of the MPP guys.
But the presidential...
that's what I'm saying, that when he did it, you see the president very close.
All right.
This one, he also would say that he didn't do it.
The difference, when they did it, you see, God was so wonderful that he made us to collate presidential first.
All right.
These people, I don't think they would have done.
Okay.
So it was very close. And they saw that if we continue this path again, NDC was going to win the seat again, so they quickly ran away.
So you're still activating body cams?
Well, of course, it will
All
come.
right. I want us to go
green.
on to our CTAC conversation, and we have just about 5 minutes to wrap it up. We've been joined on the phone lines by Mr. Austin Game, Labour consultant, and we're speaking to the CTAC strike. The College of Education Teachers Association Ghana have declared an indefinite strike starting yesterday due to what they say is government's inaction to implement an arbitral award which was given in May 2023. Mr. Austin Game has just joined us on the phone lines. Good morning, sir.
Morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And sorry for holding you on there for so long. But quickly, what would you say to this indefinite strike, which CTAC say they are proceeding on, effective yesterday?
Thank you. Indeed, I had a word with the chairman on the phone. Normally, when these things happen, most people who care do talk to some of us. I don't like compromising on things that are professionally appropriate to be done. And so no matter how I know you, and even if you are assistant God, once you are wrong, you should be told you are wrong. When you accept it, then we take steps to do the correction. Some people may not like that, but that's just what it is. They have a genuine case, but the approach is the concern that I have. The issue is that National Labour Commission has already ruled and further gave directives as to what both GTEC, the fair wages, the employer, and the CTAC leadership should do to resolve the rest of the differences. Unfortunately, impatience has taken a better part of them, but I'm not blaming them per se. It's a generality of the system, the way we try to govern ourselves. And I'm not talking about political government. I'm talking about governing ourselves through labor relations and HR and related matters. I think that it's not being done well on the side of both parties. Happily, from my pick, the Minister for Education invited them. They are having a meeting 9 a.m. this morning. Equally, CTAC themselves, were invited by GTEC to enable them also have a go at the same issue at 2 p.m. So the question is, if both sides could do this, why have they now put their customer, their chief customer, the students and their parents, who are the real customers of the school and the people who are there, into this kind of situation? And that's the spirit generally in Ghana here, that all the time, people who are both knowledgeable and knowing exactly what is right, they will never do the right thing. They will always do the wrong thing. And when you try to correct them, then you become the victim of circumstances. So that's unfortunately the situation, the general situation. But this is a very simple, resolvable matter. It's been already agreed into their condition of service. And so taking steps since 2022, so it's not about today's matter. Yeah. Clearly should tell you that we have not been managing ourselves well in this circumstance.
I wish we could go on a little further, but that's all the time that we have for this particular matter. Perhaps we'll revisit it again tomorrow on big issues, but CTAG, the College of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, have declared an indefinite strike, and this is because of a certain arbitral award which was given by the National Labour Commission in May of 2023, and it's not been actioned. And the things they complain of are many: non-payments of all year-round work compensation for additional duties performed, outstanding book and research allowance arrears, unpaid book and research top-up arrears, downgrading of teaching staff, and so on. Perhaps we'll bring you a more detailed discussion tomorrow on the show. But gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a bite at this particular issue.
It's understandable, but the students shouldn't suffer this.
Yeah.
Especially, to me, in my view, these are not very key issues that the students should suffer. Additional allowances that way back 2022, book and research. I have my own issues, biases towards this book and research allowance that these lecturers take.
I think you might have mentioned some of it.
I mean, I have my own issues with them, and because some of them take these allowances and we don't see the evidence of the researches they do. But I mean, for the circumstances within which we find ourselves and being more diplomatic, they should be able to deal with it. They have an understanding minister. They should go sit down with him and then they can deal with this whole issue.
Well, I believe, I have strong conviction that our Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, he's down to earth. He knows everything about this. He's been a student leader and all that. He will handle the matter. He will handle it very beautifully. I have no doubt in that. And so it's an issue which is dear to his heart about the welfare of teachers, lecturers, and all that. And so they should listen to him. He's meeting them today, and he will resolve the matter. It's not an issue that he will not be able to handle. He will handle it competently. I'm very sure of that. Let's just give him that leverage and see what happens.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
But out of politics, Alan is coming up with a program that is they are building a new United Africa. It's an African Summit 2025. It takes off on this Tuesday, 16th December to 17th Wednesday at Kempinski. And we have selected heads of states from some of the African countries, top government officials and parliamentarians. We are looking at how we would deal with issues that relate to trade and how to move Africa into another dimension. You know, after AFCFTA, what next?
What next?
Africa is a new world now, and that is what he's pushing. And then we will be doing more talk on
we'll be there to
sure. You have to. Africa, we are building a new Africa, so definitely.
That's what we're praying for. Thank you so much, Nanaya Sapo. Thank you so much, Safo Tanko, Rashid. Computer.
Tell him to buy a motorbike.
I should tell him to buy a motorbike. And Mr. Austin Game, thank you so much, Dr. Efrie. Also, thank you so much for joining us on Zoom. And special good morning to Engineer Mahama, Senior Project Manager with Maripoma on the Amasaman in Sowam Highway. It's good to know you're always watching us and always on standby to give us updates on the construction and where we are. We're looking forward to seeing the completed work on schedule, as has been promised. And to all of you who sent in messages I could not read, please you forgive me. You're watching TV3 Newday. This is Big Issues, and on behalf of the entire Mahama family, we wish to express our profound gratitude to all who stood with us during the funeral rites of our beloved mother, the late Madam Salome Alfishta Ama Mahama, held on the 22nd of November, 2025 in Salaga. We are deeply honored by the presence of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Her Excellency, the Vice President, Her Excellency, the First Lady, the First Honorable Speaker of Parliament, His Lordship, the Chief Justice, His Royal Majesty, the Yagbamura, His Royal Majesty, the Yana, the Bolewura, and the Bimpila Na, the Yo Na, the Honourable Ministers of State, Honourable Members of Parliament, the Inspector General of Police, the Controller General of Ghana Immigration Service, the heads and other security agencies, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, the executives of state institutions, leadership of political parties, distinguished traditional leaders, friends, colleagues, and relatives from far and near. Your presence, your prayers, support, generous gestures, and comforting words brought strength to our family during this difficult moment. We are deeply touched by the solidarity shown to us and will forever remain grateful. May the Almighty bless you abundantly and replenish all that you expended in honoring our dear mother. Thank you so much. The Mahama family sends this notice of gratitude to all of us. Thank you so much. All right, you're still watching TV3 Newday. We still have more for you. We've got sports coming up right after this. Arsenal is flying high. Arsenal is flying high. It's a great day. It's a great day for Gunners. Now, if you're hungry, why don't you pack up your day with a Milky Way rich smoothness of Peck biscuits. Peck shortcake is a pure delight. Grab one today and enjoy. All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.